Hey guys, Zach with Variance Pro here. In this video, we're going to go over how to do an inspection, so make sure you pay attention. Okay, so I'm here on the dashboard, and I'm just going to hit this new inspection button up in the top right, and it's going to load me into a blank inspection. So this first section is going to be our client. Hopefully someone from your office has already uploaded them to the system, so if we just start typing out their name, should pop up a prompt to auto-populate. And then we're going to add a photo of the house. All of these blue bars here are going to be overview photos that are going to show up in the front of the inspection report, and they are required. And then this section is going to decide what components it loads out for us. So you just want to go through and kind of name what type of inspection you're doing. Is it a level 1? Is it a level 2? Is the chimney an interior chimney or an exterior chimney? Structural fuel type. This one refers to what is actually burning. So if it's a gas starter, it's still going to be burning wood, so you'd still select wood. If it's burning gas, like a gas log set or a gas insert, you'd select gas. Pellet. Appliance type, open, insert, or freestanding. You guys get that. And then masonry or prefabricated stack. So once all those are selected, we're going to hit next, and this is where it's going to load out our components on the next page. This is going to be the meat and bones in the inspection. This first part is kind of a general overview measurements that are going to be used for discovery for ordering repair parts and stuff later on. And then all these blue bars again are going to be those overview photos. So we're going to have to put one in there. The first one, the appliance interior overview shot. This one we're looking kind of like a zoomed out of their fireplace. Just a little back. And so then with the fireplace opening, let's just put 34 here. And this is what we call an auto-populate field. So you just put in the main part of the number and then any additional part of the inch, you just select and it's going to auto-populate it for you. If you're ever confused about what measurement we're asking for, just hit the show diagram right under it, and we're looking for that red line right there. In this next section right here, it's going to ask if electrical is run in the firebox or gas is run for the firebox. These are just discovery questions. It's good to know if you want to sell a gas insert if there's electrical and gas already there. For the appliance photo, 1 foot around the fireplace, we're just looking for a zoom in photo of that appliance. And then we got stack, upper stack. So this is going to be when you go to inspect the stack on the roof. The length and size. All these measurements aren't public facing, so if you guys aren't able to get on the roof, maybe it's a level 1 and it's not safe, just put something in there like 1 inch, just so you can move forward, just like that. And then we get a photo of the stack. So once we get through those kind of general overview measurement sites part, this is going to be the main inspection right here where it starts loading these components. So each one of these components is going to be a question that you have to mark satisfactory, defect, or NA for. For whatever reason, if you're not going on the roof, you'd obviously mark NA for those components because they do require an answer. But other than that, you're marking satisfactory or defect. If you see anything that has a problem, let's say like they don't have a outside mount cap, right, or their cap's missing, you mark defect, and then it's going to pull up a response. So first you're choosing what's wrong. We'll say chimney cap is missing or damaged, and then you choose a recommended repair for that, and notes. And then if your company doesn't have a price set, this is where you would type in the price. Now, this response only, this component only had one real response for it, but it will filter out based off what's wrong and then the repairs a bunch of response. We'll go through Firebox that has a bunch of responses, And then all these boxes are editable. So maybe the chimney cap is missing here, and so you want to be specific and not say missing or damaged. Just delete the or damaged part. And then that's what's going to print out on your report, that chimney cap is missing. And then, of course, we always make sure to get a picture of the damage. So we'll just put this photo up here. And now on the report, it's going to say chimney cap is missing. Your recommended repair is going to be install a chimney cap. And chimney caps prevent leaves and then your notes in the notes section for the default response at least, we always try to address what caused it and what happens if it's not fixed. So in this one, obviously for a chimney cap missing, what caused it would probably be like it blew off or was never there in the first place. In this one, we just put kind of what it does and what happens if it's not there. So chimney caps prevent leaves, animals, etc. from entering the chimney flue, all that stuff. If you want to add a blank response, say there's not a response there, you just hit this custom, and then you could type in whatever you want. Also, you can add as many responses as you want to a single issue, maybe component. Maybe there's a lot of stuff wrong with the cap. So keep adding responses until everything's covered there. And of course, you can always hit this red trash can to delete the response if you don't want it there. So let's move on. For the crown, this one's going to be an overview picture because it's outside of the question. So we'll put a crown photo here. Now, obviously, this crown has a lot of cracks. So we're going to hit defect. Let's say the upper crown is cracked. We'll mark all that. And then for the damage photos, let's try to get as many photos as we can of the cracks. So we're going to put in one there. We're going to add another one because this one's really messed up and we really want to show off all those cracks that we found. Do I have another one? Looks like that's going to be it here, but these photo boxes can take as many pictures as you want. So feel free to fill them up. And then so the rest of the inspection is going to be pretty much what we're doing. We're just adding pictures to the overview, and then we're marking satisfactory or defect, just like that. One other thing I wanted to show off in this is we do have a couple logic components. So for mantle or trim, these are all pulled from NFP 211. So if the mantle or trim is anything within 6 inches of the firebox, and these measurements will be based off of the measurements you put at the top for the firebox. So if we mark yes, it's going to automatically mark that defect and put in a response that does not meet code requirements. And then we would want to take a picture of it and add a picture in the box. But let's mark no. We'll say no, and we'll say this one's satisfactory, so we don't get any defect there. And then for the hearth extension, it's going to have you take measurements of the different parts of the hearth, and depending on what measurements of the firebox we put up top, it will decide that it meets clearance or not for the clearances. So it does all the math for you, which is nice. 25 for the depth, and we'll do 25 again. So now when we go down, it's going to say Hirsch extend 20 inches in the front and 12 inches beyond each side of the fireplace opening. So we'll take our measurements. We'll say 13 inches, which is good. We'll say 20 inches, which is good. Now, anything under those clearances is going to auto-populate one of those responses for you. So we'll do like 11 here. Or I guess 1. Yeah. And so it's going to auto-populate that defect. Um, if it was a mistake, we can just fix this to 13, and then all we have to do is just mark it satisfactory, and it won't show up on the report. Finally, we do have this question on the very end for masonry ones, complete rebuild. Um, we'll just say satisfactory. If you feel like all the repairs are beyond what you'd normally do in a scope and you just rebuild the full chimney stack, just mark defect there and you can put a quote in or a note. And then if anything you feel like got missed on your inspection, these additional notes is where you can add as many issues and stuff as you want. So it'll take as many photos as you want. So we'll add in another photo of the crown there maybe. And then we can just keep adding notes on and just be like as many issues as we see that got missed in the report. The one thing is that so what's wrong is required, and then a repair is going to be required for it to show up on the proposal. Whatever cost number you put in here will get added into the total, but there has to be something in the what's wrong field for this to show up. Sweet, guys. And that's going to be the inspection. Once you're done filling this out and you hit this next button, it's going to take you into the report and the proposals, which I'll be going in over in the next video. Great, guys. Hope this is helpful.